Common hippo, a huge, round-bodied animal that spends most of its day relaxing in rivers. These massive mammals, often referred to as the river horse of Africa, are known for their semi-aquatic lifestyle, which helps keep their sensitive skin cool and moist under the hot sun. Despite their bulky appearance and seemingly calm demeanor while submerged, they are incredibly powerful and are considered one of the most dangerous animals on the continent. Their enormous jaws can open to an astonishing 150 degrees, revealing long, sharp canine and incisor tusks that are used for defense rather than for eating. They are social creatures, often found in large groups called schools, floats, or pods, which can number up to 30 individuals. Communication within these groups is a noisy affair, filled with distinctive grunts, bellows, and wheezes that echo across the water, serving as a warning to intruders and a way to maintain social bonds. Their presence in river ecosystems is crucial, as their dung fertilizes the water, providing essential nutrients for fish and other aquatic life. Unlike its larger cousin, the pygmy hippo is a reclusive and solitary creature, preferring the dense undergrowth of West African rainforests to open rivers. Considerably smaller and lighter, it stands only about half as tall as the common hippo and weighs less than a quarter as much. This hippo is more terrestrial, spending a significant portion of its time on land, navigating through established pots and tunnels in the thick vegetation. The pygmy hippo has a more streamlined body and a narrower head, with eyes positioned more on the sides, which is better suited for moving through dense forest rather than peering over the water's surface. Its diet is also more varied, consisting not only of grasses but also of ferns, broad-leaved plants, and fallen fruits. River hippo, the classic big hippo seen in Africa, known for its wide mouth and loud grunts. This is the quintessential image of a hippo, a colossal herbivore that dominates the waterways of sub-Saharan Africa. The river hippo is synonymous with the great rivers and lakes of the continent, where it spends up to 16 hours a day submerged to escape the heat. Its barrel-shaped body is perfectly adapted for this aquatic life, with high-set eyes, ears, and nostrils that allow it to see and breathe while the rest of its body remains underwater. Despite their immense size, these hippos are surprisingly agile in the water and can hold their breath for up to 5 minutes. They are highly social, but also fiercely territorial, especially the dominant males, known as bulls, who will aggressively defend their stretch of water and the females within their group. The river hippo's iconic yawn is not a sign of tiredness, but a threat display, showcasing its formidable tusks. Their deep, resonating grunts are a fundamental part of the African soundscape, used to communicate over long distances. Nile hippo, a hippo often found along the Nile River, powerful and very territorial. This specific population of the common hippo has a historical and ecological significance tied to one of the world's most famous rivers. The Nile hippo is known for its particularly aggressive nature, a trait common to all hippos, but perhaps amplified in the crowded and contested territories along the Nile. Bulls are especially intolerant of intruders, whether they are rival hippos, crocodiles, or even humans in boats. Their territorial disputes can be violent and dramatic, involving lunges, bites, and displays of raw power. Like other river hippos, they graze on land at night, but are inextricably linked to the river's flow, finding refuge in its deeper channels and pools during the day. The health of the Nile hippo population is often seen as an indicator of the overall health of the river ecosystem, as they play a key role in nutrient cycling and shaping the aquatic environment. West African Pygmy Hippo, a rare hippo with smooth skin and a gentle nature. It is distinguished by its darker, smoother, and less oily skin compared to its larger relative. The West African Pygmy Hippo has a noticeably more timid and less aggressive temperament than the common hippo. When startled, its first instinct is to flee and hide in the dense forest or a nearby body of water rather than to confront the threat. This gentle giant forages on the forest floor for a variety of plants, including leaves, roots, and fruits, playing a role in seed dispersal. Sadly, this unique animal is critically endangered due to widespread habitat loss from deforestation and poaching, making its conservation a top priority for wildlife organizations. Savanna hippo, a hippo that lives near large open plains, but always returns to water for safety. This term describes the common hippos found in ecosystems where vast grasslands meet major rivers or lakes, such as the Serengeti or the Masai Mara. These hippos have a dual-world existence, spending their days in the relative safety of the water and their nights on the open savanna. Their nocturnal grazing expeditions are essential for their survival, as they consume large quantities of short grasses to sustain their massive bodies. The Savanna hippo is a keystone species in this environment. Their grazing helps maintain the grasslands, and their dung enriches both the water and the surrounding soil. The daily commute of these hippos creates well-worn paths, or hippo trails, that other animals often use, shaping the landscape in subtle but significant ways. Lake hippo, a hippo that makes its home in deep lakes, popping up to breathe every few minutes. While many hippos inhabit rivers, significant populations thrive in the Great Lakes of Africa, such as Lake Victoria and Lake Tanganyika. These hippos are adapted to a life in deeper, more open water. Every few minutes, a head will surface with a soft whoosh of air before sinking back down. Lake hippos are excellent swimmers and can walk or run along the bottom of the lake floor with surprising speed. The social dynamics in these large lake populations can be complex, with dominant bulls controlling prime shoreline territories for access to both grazing and females. Swamp hippo, a hippo that prefers muddy wetlands and thick vegetation. These hippos are masters of navigating the challenging terrain of swamps and marshlands, such as the Okavango Delta. They are perfectly at home in shallow, muddy waters and dense reed beds, which provide excellent cover from the sun and potential threats. The soft mud of the swamp floor is no obstacle for these powerful animals. They use their bulk to carve out channels and deep pools, which not only serve as their personal retreats, but also help maintain open water for other wildlife, especially during dry seasons. Swamp hippos have a diet that may include more aquatic vegetation than their river-dwelling counterparts, pulling up water lilies and other soft plants. In these murky environments, their loud calls are even more important for communication, helping them locate each other and define territorial boundaries in a landscape with limited visibility. Coastal hippo, a hippo sometimes found near coastal rivers, swimming between freshwater and brackish water. In certain regions of West Africa, some hippo populations live in river estuaries and coastal lagoons, where fresh water mixes with salt water from the ocean. These unique hippos have shown a surprising tolerance for brackish conditions. They have been observed swimming in the sea, moving between river mouths along the coast. This behavior is rare and showcases the adaptability of the species. While they still require access to fresh water for drinking and to fully rinse the salt from their skin, they are capable of spending time in a marine environment. Their diet remains focused on terrestrial grasses, so they must come ashore at night to feed. The coastal hippo faces unique challenges, including habitat encroachment from coastal development and changes in water salinity. The most famous group of these surfing hippos can be found in Gabon, where they are a remarkable and rare sight for those lucky enough to witness them emerging from the ocean waves. Mountain Pygmy Hippo, a very rare pygmy hippo living in hilly forest areas, smaller and more secretive. This is a hypothetical or extremely localized variant of the pygmy hippo, adapted to a life in higher altitude, forested regions. This hippo would be the ultimate master of camouflage and stealth, its existence remaining largely unconfirmed and part of local folklore. Any potential population would be incredibly vulnerable to habitat disturbance and climate change, making its study and protection a matter of extreme urgency for cryptozoologists and conservationists alike.